begin your registration of your new student or 8th grade student to Lockport Township High School, you'll need to begin by going to the Lockport Township High School website at www.lths.org and clicking on the new student enrollment link right here under Quick Links. And after you've clicked on that, you'll be redirected to the page entitled How to Enroll a New Student or Transfer Student at Lockport. Begin by clicking on the New Family Online Registration button. And after you've done that, you'll be redirected to the first step of your registration process, where the parent or guardian will have to fill out their contact information and an email address. So begin with the first name, and then the parent or guardian last name. And the registration year will be auto set for you. Even if you're enrolling an 8th grade student, you'll be using this school year for now. Enter in an email address where you'll begin your registration process and can be contacted at. You'll need to complete a security CAPTCHA, and you can rotate the letters until you see one that you are comfortable with entering. And then click on Begin Registration. You will receive an email with the next step. So we can go ahead and bring in the email that I just received. And it'll have a lot of information on it, but at the bottom of it, you can click on the URL to begin your registration. You'll start by typing in the name of the parent or guardian who is completing this registration form, and then signing below that. So the same name that we just entered as the first and last name, we'll enter again here. And then below that, we'll use our mouse to sign, signifying we are who we say we are. Press Submit. And this will bring us to where we can begin entering information. You'll have to enter the home phone number and then press Next. You'll use the Next button to progress through this whole process. Enter in the number and the street address for where the current residence is, where the student and parent or guardian live. You need to make sure you complete any field with a red dot, as those are the required fields. Once your address is confirmed, you can press Next, and here is where we'll have to upload a few documents to prove the residency. Options are listed here, and you need to have at least 2 from Category A, as well as a driver's license. There are specific ways to name your files, so for the driver's license scan, please rename it to My ID Pic, with no spaces between the words. Click to upload, and upload your copy. And then for the mortgage, property tax bill, homeowners, or anything else from Category A, you'll need to have 2 copies, one labeled Proof 2 and one labeled Proof 3. Upload those here by using the buttons. And then once you're finished, you can go ahead and press on Next. If your home is labeled in a subdivision, you would choose yes, but since our address is no, we'll need to enter into the 2 closest side streets. Once we have that, you can go ahead and press Save and Continue to go to the next menu. On this menu, you'll have to confirm your own information as you're the parent or legal guardian who's filling out this process. So after you press OK and confirm that your name is in the first and last name field, go ahead and enter in the other required fields. That would include birth date, gender, marital status, and legal custody of the student who is listed in this household. Confirm that the address is correct, and then you can go ahead and press Next. Here you'll enter the contact information. You'll need to enter in a cell phone, since it's one of the required fields, and an email, which should already be listed. It's a good practice to also add a work phone or other contact, so there's multiple methods of contact. And if you have, you can enter a secondary email as well. To the right, you can see what types of messages you'll receive at this contact information, and a description of those contact preferences are listed here below. Once you've confirmed, you can press Next. The next section is in regards to parents or legal guardians who are active military and expect to be deployed during the school year or are currently deployed. If this applies to you, you'll choose yes, but for everyone else, you can choose no. Press Save and Continue. And now you can see that you are confirmed as a parent or legal guardian. If you need to add more than one, you can use the button that says Add New Parent or Legal Guardian and go back through the same process. On the next menu, we will add the emergency contact. This is someone who is not the legal guardian but can be contacted in case of an emergency with your student. Fill out the required fields, which is the first name, last name, birth date, and gender. You can use the calendar feature if it's easier. And once you have all the information entered, you can go ahead and press Next. You'll have to enter the contact information just as we did before, and again, multiple methods of contact is always a good idea in case there is an emergency and we need to contact someone. Here you'll make sure you list the address of the emergency contact, and you can check the box if they do live at the current address that you are at, but if not, you'll need to enter their address. Since our contact lives at another location, we'll enter in that information here. Once you're done, you can go ahead and press Save and Continue. And now the emergency contact has been added to the list. You can add more if you need to, or if you're finished, you can go ahead and press Save and Continue. Here we'll begin entering our new student. So you'll go ahead and click on the button that says Add a New Student. You can read over all the required information you need, but they also have the red fields just like the other menus. So we'll have to enter the student's legal first name, and then followed by the student's legal last name. You can fill out any of the other fields that aren't required if you'd like to. If you missed any of the fields when you try to continue, you'll see these red arrows pop up that remind you that this field is required. And then since we're enrolling an 8th grade student who will be present at the school the next year, we will choose 08 placement testing. And again, we'll have to upload some documents. In this case, it's the birth certificate. Once we've done that, you can press Next, and it'll move on to the next required field. With each required field, you'll have the small red dot that reminds you have to answer the question, and you can always progress forward by using the Next button. On this menu, you'll have to denote if the student you're enrolling currently has a sibling at Lockport Township High School. If they don't, you can just click No and then press Next. But since our student does have a sibling here, we'll go ahead and change it to Yes, and then we'll have a little extra information. For instance, what's the name of the student currently here? And what is their 9-digit ID number? It should begin with 205 and then has 6 unique digits after that. Go ahead and press Next. Here you'll denote if your student receives any special services by choosing Yes next to the appropriate field, and if so, you'll need to upload a copy of that special services requirement. Since our student doesn't need one, we're going to say No and press Next. Here we have to denote what language is spoken in the home, and so you can follow each of the questions and answer either yes or no, depending on your circumstances. If you answer yes to any of the following questions, you'll have to follow up with the school for some additional assessing. Once you've gone through the menu, you can go ahead and press Next. Here we'd like you to denote what middle school this student attended. And we have the list of the standard feeder schools to Lockport here, or you can choose other if that is your circumstances. Finish off the menu by answering all the required questions, and again press Next. Here for legal custody, you'll have to read over each of the options that are available and choose the one that best suits you. If you choose anything beyond option 1, you may have extra documentation that you need to upload, so please have copies of that ready. Here you can denote what your relationship is to the student. And for contact sequence, you can pick which order you should be contacted. Since you're the legal guardian, you should probably be number 1. Here we can see our emergency contact. And under relationship, you just choose emergency contact, and since number 1 is already taken, they have to be number 2. On the final screen here, you want to read over the warning and affirmations regarding all the residency information we just entered and its accuracy. Once you've read it, go ahead and use your mouse to sign, and then you can press Save and Continue. Once you've pressed that, you'll notice you've completed the registration for your student. If you have another student, you can press Add a New Student, or if you're finished, you can press Save and Continue. On the final menu here, you'll be able to click on the link that says Application Summary PDF if you'd like to go back over and double check any of the information you just filled out. It's not a bad idea to review this information, since once you submit it, you won't be able to make any online changes and would have to contact the registrar's office to make those changes. As you can see here on this final confirmation menu, it warns you of just that. But once you've confirmed, you'll be redirected to the thank you for completing the online registration page, as well as being able to see a copy of what you just submitted. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the registrar's office and they'll be happy to assist you.